So it's my pleasure to welcome you to the official groundbreaking ceremony for Washington College's new academic building, a facility that will support and sustain the high caliber of integrative teaching for which Washington College is so highly regarded. In the past, this was where generations of Kent County school children were educated. Very soon, here will stand a monument to 21st century teaching methods for future generations of Washington College students. Let me start by saying this is a terrific day for Washington College. We are pleased to have on her way today Delegate Adrian Jones from Baltimore County, the President of the Senate, Mike Miller, longest-serving Senate President in the nation, State Senate President in the nation, and they were both instrumental in helping us secure state funding for this project. Thank you both. So I'd like to recognize our local government officials, District 36, Jay Jacobs, and for those of you who don't know where District 36 is, it's Rock Hall, right? Not that far away. So, Kent County Commissioner Ron Fithian, and Ernest Crowfoot, County Administrator, who helped us navigate the planning process. And I extend a especially warm welcome to Barbara and George Cromwell, two loyal Washington College alumni who have so generously supported this project. Barbara and George. And as with all new beginnings, there are quite a few people behind the scenes whose efforts have brought us to this moment and who will carry us forward. Susan Klein and Brian Tucker with the Washington College Office of the Washington Office of EYP Architects are responsible for the architectural design. Baltimore-based Whiting Turner will handle the demolition and construction, and project managers Joshua George and Monica Lero will work with Reed Raudenbush to bring this project in on time and on budget. Earlier this week, workers began the asbestos abatement and underground storage tank removal. Next week, they'll erect a construction fence around the site for the public safety. Complete demolition will begin soon after commencement in mid-May, and we look forward to holding a ribbon cutting on this spot in late summer 2016. This project will provide much needed flexible classroom and lab spaces for students and professors during the first phase and is carefully planned to accommodate an additional wing as funds become available. The overall design is in keeping with the surrounding historic neighborhood and is intended to encourage collaboration and group activity. A central element of this new facility is the Cromwell Center for Teaching and Learning, a resource center to be located on the second floor. George and Barbara Cromwell have been some of the most tireless supporters of Washington College's legacy. Their generosity has been instrumental in helping the college create the kind of environment that allows our professors to advance a culture of teaching excellence while preparing our students for a world desperately in need of creative solutions. We expect the Cromwell Center will become one of the most popular spots on campus, a place where faculty can explore new ways of teaching that will benefit generations of students for years to come. And we are especially grateful for the generosity of the state of Maryland, whose leadership commitment through a matching grant in our fundraising effort has allowed us to meet our goal and start this first phase. Without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome my good friend, honorary alumnus. He and I got our honorary degrees the same day, and President of the State of Maryland, Senator Mike Miller.
Hey, thank you, Jay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, the president of the college at that time said, we're going to give an honorary degree to Jay Griswold. He's a Princeton graduate. He's a blue blood from Baltimore, and we need somebody to offset that. And Jay recommended you, a blue-collar guy with a degree from the University of Maryland. So I was very proud to accept my honorary degree, and I've been a loyal supporter, of course, before and subsequent to that, first with Louis Goldstein, and then with John Toll. And so I've been here a number of times. I'm glad to be here with my good friend Delegate Jacobs here. Thank you for allowing us to come into your district. A little country Democrat like myself coming over here on the Eastern Shore. I was given a commencement address at College Park like 20 years ago or so, and my biography was there on the co-ed's desk. She was 18 years old and very nervous. It says Senator Miller was elected to the Maryland Senate in 1974, and before that he served one term in the Maryland House of Delegates, where Delegate Jacobs is right now. Well, the little co-ed got nervous, and she said Senator Miller was elected to the Maryland Senate in 1974, and before that he served one term in the Maryland House of Corrections. And me being a Democrat and coming from Prince George's County, she probably thought that wasn't too far from the truth. You know what I mean? But it is my distinct honor and pleasure to be here. This is a wonderful, wonderful facility. This college is really the jewel in the crown of our University of Maryland system. It's a great, it's well known not just on the Eastern Shore, but the state of Maryland and nationally. I'm so very proud to be here. As we dedicate this wing and this building, and we move forward on anthropology and environmental sciences, and this is going to be a startup for computer sciences, math, and education, and we're going to continue to grow. I just want to thank your acting president, Jay Griswold. I was with his wife yesterday morning, at a charter school, 500 underprivileged children in Baltimore City who ordinarily would not be going to college. But because of philanthropy in Baltimore City and around the state, these 500 underprivileged kids from Baltimore City are going to have a way to come to college. And here, that's K through 12, and here it's a higher education, and the husband's doing his part, and not just doing his part. I thank the Cromwells very much. So our state did something, 3.6, but to get that $5 million, thank you so much for your special efforts to help make that happen. And also, Jay, let me just tell you this. When you give him a task, I'm involved in a number of activities with him. He called me before when the goal of the Washington College was the largest fundraising effort they'd ever made, attempted. $72 million. I said, Jay, it's unattainable. You don't have that much money in Kent County. You don't have that much money on the Eastern Shore. You don't have that much money in the state of Maryland. He finished up the fundraising goal with $103 million. Jay Griswold, the acting president, please. Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you very much. And if our wonderful dean and provost, if she would come forward, Emily Chanley, right, please come on up here. A nice round of applause for our dean and provost. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator Miller. I am delighted to be here today to break ground on this new academic building. It has been an honor to work with faculty, staff, and the talent at EYP Architects to conceive and plan this academic space. The work of this team has ensured that the building's design will support in every way imaginable the engaged teaching and learning that is the hallmark of a Washington college education. The first phase of the academic facility will provide classroom and office space for the Department of Anthropology and the Department of Environmental Science and Studies, two departments that exemplify the power of interdisciplinary inquiry to open students' minds and to open doors to their future. Drawing upon the time and expertise of faculty from across the campus, Washington College has built a robust program in environmental studies. And then, under the leadership of Leslie Sherman, the W. Alton Jones Associate Professor of Chemistry, the Environmental Studies program graduated into a full-fledged department and established a new Bachelor of Science degree in environmental science. Since that time, we have welcomed Professor Robin Van Meter, Assistant Professor of Biology and Environmental Studies and Environmental Studies, and Rebecca Fox, our first full-time assistant professor in environmental science. The premium, yeah, let's give a round of applause for that. The energy they have infused in an already highly energetic program has been palpable. The premium on classroom space and lab space in the Toll Science Center becomes greater every single year. So by moving this program across the street, everyone has a little bit more room to grow. Under the leadership of Professor Aaron Lampman, the anthropology department has also been expanding by leaps and bounds. Professors within the anthropology department open a world of discovery to our students through archaeological field schools, through immersive cultural and physical anthropology programs in the American Southwest, Puget Sound, Denmark, and Cuba, and through their contributions to the Chesapeake semester. That experimental anthropologist Bill Schindler has been asked to host the National Geographic Channel series, The Great Human Race, is testimony to the innovative teaching that goes on here at Washington College. Under the leadership of Stuart Bruce, the GIS Lab, connected with the Department of Anthropology and the Center for Environment and Society, has become a key partner with government agencies throughout the state of Maryland. To them and to the members of the state of Maryland who are supporting teaching of this caliber, please accept our thanks and deep gratitude for all your efforts on behalf of this great college and this community. Please join me in a round of applause to recognize this group. It is now my honor and pleasure to introduce the Speaker Pro Tem of the Maryland House of Delegates, Miss Adrienne Jones from Baltimore County and Chair of the Capital Budget Subcommittee of the Appropriations Committee. Ms. Jones.
Good afternoon, everyone. Interim President, Mr. President, my colleague in the House. This is a great afternoon. In my capacity as House Chair of the Capital Budget, I make it a practice of visiting potential projects during the interim to see what they look like, why the need, etc. I visited this project, this potential project, September 13th, 2013. During that time, I saw these drawings. I saw a slide presentation. I spoke to various persons associated with this college on the need. And yes, I was given lunch. But I also had a tour looking at the potential of this academic building. And it's something that is a treasure. There's history that's there. And you knew that the best way for this project to be successful is to demolish, which is cheaper. And the General Assembly saw fit last year, and as the governor has introduced the capital budget for this project, he had $1.6 million in there. Must have did a really good job of convincing us, because the General Assembly added additional $2 million, making it $3.6 million. So what that means is that the college, it was less of non-budgeted funds that the college would have to come up with. So I think that's a good deal. And it's something that will be a treasure in this community, is rich history with this new building. And you have, as been said by the provost and others, you are out of space. I'm squinting because the sun's in my eyes, so just forgive me on that. But one of the things I also want to say, and when I do these groundbreakings, that my last comments I make, that may this project be on time and under budget. I know it will be successful. And it is my pleasure to introduce and to come up forward to us, the Washington College Board Chair, Ed Nordberg, to speak to you. Yeah, I think he's our last speaker.
I'm always here to give greetings, so I usually start off by saying greetings. And one of the most famous speeches from our interim president was when he came up and greeted a large crowd, including our honorees. At that time, Mr. Ted Turner, former Ambassador Holbrook, and he walked up and said, "Greetings," and he turned around and walked back to his chair. So I know my job here is to be brief. Washington College will finally realize the long-awaited dream of a new academic building. Prospective students are savvy connoisseurs of college campuses, and this facility will help distinguish us from our competitors in this very competitive selection process. It's been exciting to watch how this project has already helped us to captivate and re-energize the interest of faculty, alumni, and friends. This project embraces our goals at Washington College and speaks volumes to the college's commitment to the entire spectrum of education, a commitment we know lasts well beyond graduation day. And it's actually particularly fitting that this particular site, which educated many generations of Chestertonians, including Annie Coleman, who mentioned that to me earlier today, is going to be the site of our Center for Learning and last well beyond its current purposes. So with that, it is time to begin the ceremonial groundbreaking. And I would like to invite Senator Miller, Delegates Jones and Jacobs, President Griswold, Provost Shamley Wright, Barbara and George Cromwell, and I think, is Bill Ingersoll here? Did I see Bill? Bill, would you like to join us with a shovel? And I don't know, is the mayor here? The mayor is not. Okay, we'd love to have the mayor here if he's up here if he's with us. If not, and I think Laura may invite a few others up.
The county commissioners and the town council, if you're here, could you join us for a photo, please? Anybody that went to Kent County, to Chestertown High School? We'll do that next.
Where are they? Would the Chestertown High School graduates or students or whatever come forward? There you go. Last chance. Come on, Annie. 1, 2, 3. So I think that this concludes our ceremony, except if, Senator Miller, if this was the University of Maryland, I'd have a button under here I could push, and the whole building would implode like that. But this is Kent County and Chestertown, but you know that is a Baltimore company, the Loiseau family. You press a button and the whole thing implodes. So thank you all for coming. I think there are refreshments back under that tree. Thank you.